I just talked and the camera wasn't rolling. So this is a new setting. I'm in my closet and I don't know if it looks empty or not, but it's getting there because I'm packing. But I'm eating on the floor. I'm gonna let myself get a pass because I always do that, and it's normal in some cultures maybe. But I'm only eating it here because I don't want to eat in my bed. So anyways, I guess this is like a eat with me while also being like a yap sesh. So I really just want to talk about a list of things I hate, academic or no, school edition. My bad, school edition. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I got. What I got. It's so freaking oily, bruh. Cause I got oil, but I don't know if I'm gonna do this oily. I got Subway. I had a 12-inch, but I ate half of it already. So this is what I got. It's bacon chicken ranch with whatever wrap this is. Ranch, obviously. Oil, vinaigrette, chipotle sauce, pepper, and salt. And then this is the drink. So basically, to start this off, I hate when people talk when you're trying to concentrate. So like the biggest example is when a teacher tells you to start your work and then like keep talking about the instructions after they let you start your work. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to hate that in English class. He would like give us the work or tell us what to do and then keep talking throughout that whole like beginning part. Or a student to ask a question and then they'll like interrupt the whole class to answer the question out loud, like address it to everybody. And it's like none of us were gonna ask that question. It was only that person. I mean, sometimes it'd be helpful, but most of the time it'd be a question that nobody else was gonna ask. So you just interrupted my thought process for nothing. Another example would be today in sociology. I was freaking trying to like write. Well, no, that's not the point. I was writing, and so my teacher was asking what material culture is. And so I don't know why he asked me that because I thought he already asked that question to somebody else. So I don't know if he asked me because he thought I wasn't paying attention, which I don't think so. Maybe I just heard him wrong and he was asking what non-material culture was to somebody else. But either way, the girl at my table talks a lot. So he asked me what it was. I heard him and I was finna answer. But every time I started to think, she started to talk. And she was talking to the other girl at our table. So it took me like 20 seconds, like 10, 15 seconds to answer him because she kept talking. And it's like every time I was finna answer, like I knew the answer, but I was just trying to think of like how to respond. So I knew the answer, but she kept talking. So I just kept looking at her crazy until he like told her to like stop talking. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could not think at all. And then the second she stopped talking, I was able to answer the question. So she was just doing all that yap. And then literally she was extra talkative today. Like usually I don't mind it. I mean I be minding it, but usually it don't be that bad. But like we watched like 4 videos in class today. And she kept talking during all of them. And I know people sometimes have this thing where like they want to give their input on something while they watch it or the second it happens. And I'm like that too, but I know when not to do it usually. I do it a lot at home when I'm like watching a movie, especially with my dad, and I try not to do it, but like I never do it at school. Like if we're watching a video as a class, I don't never just like, and if I do talk, it'd be like one thing, and it'd be to like whoever I'm sitting next to. She be just talking out loud. Like she said out loud most of the time, and it'd just be like, bruh, we're still watching a movie. We're still watching a video. Thank you. So it just be like really annoying because I can't hear. And then he don't put the captions on usually, so I have to just figure out what they're trying to say while she's talking. And usually I miss out that whole 10 seconds of the video because she was talking the whole time. And then I also hate when people talk while the teacher's talking, which he also does that. So usually he'd be like the only. It's extra hard because she's at my table. So he talks really loud. He'd be usually the only one talking in the class. Nobody else would just interrupt him. And so she literally was having a full-blown conversation with the girl next to me, my friend. She was having a full-blown conversation with her. like explaining something, and it was like so distracting because she wasn't even trying to be quiet. Like she was talking. I don't know if she has like a mental. I know she has like dyslexia. I don't know if she has anything else, but she was just like so unaware of what was going on, bro. Like she was talking mad loud, and she normally talks like that, which is fine. I don't mind her talking loud, but not when our teacher's talking. So she was talking like really loud, and I'm like not picking up anything he's saying because she's right next to me, and he had to tell her to be quiet like multiple times. Another thing I hate is when people don't listen to the teacher. And really, I mean like talking back to a teacher. Same class. He told this other group to stop talking. Literally, like no more than 3 seconds after he asked them to be quiet, they started talking again. And it's like five or like three, four or five girls over there. So like chitter chatter would be like okay, like we can hear you. So it's just really distracting. I hate when people be inconsiderate of like the surroundings. Oh, okay. It was history class a few days ago or last week, and or no, I don't know if it was last week, but it was like maybe last week or the week before that. And my teacher was like, we can't have our phones out obviously in class. So he told one of the students like, oh, you know, you're not supposed to have your phone out. And she always be doing that. She be doing everything but doing her work. So she was like low key doing her music, like on her phone. So he was like, you know, you're not supposed to have your phone out. She was like, oh, I was just changing my music. We're not supposed to be listening to music either. And I'm not even mad at her for like listening to music because I be doing it too sometimes. But but you know you're not supposed to be listening to music. So why did you confess to that first of all? So then he was like, well, you know, you're not supposed to have your music in and no headphones in. Then she was like, yeah, but I gotta like focus or concentrate. And then he like said something else and she like mumbled under her breath. I don't know what it was. But I heard people do that. And like I be talking back to him too because he's a really playful teacher. So it's easy to like talk, like play like that. But not like that. I don't know. I don't know, it's a difference. Like the way I be joking with him, like in terms of like talking back, excuse me, is like it don't necessarily be a talk back. It'd be like a smart remark first, and then he obviously like makes them like he's really sarcastic. So I match his level of sarcasm, if like a little bit less. She just be like being smart. Like he was being really serious. You know, he wasn't being like, you're not supposed to have your phone out. He was like, you're not supposed to have your phone out because he's gonna get in. Our teacher's gonna get in trouble if the student does something wrong. So he takes that very seriously. And I make jokes. You know, I make jokes like I don't know, kind of jokes I be making. I don't even know, but I'll make a joke about it, but I still comply. You know, like I'll make a joke about our phones or music or whatever, but I'll still go put my backpack up and do what I'm supposed to do. She just like completely, she try to make a joke out of it, but still go against the rule. Another thing I hate is when people like cause traffic in hallways. You know that rule, like that unspoken rule, where you're supposed to walk on your right side. So they don't do that. Nobody does that. Um, and it just makes everything really, really hard. So the only the only exception is if your class is on the other side of the hall, so you have to like cut through people. But other than that, if you're walking straight all the way down the hall, there is no reason for you to be on the left side walking down that way. You know what I'm saying? Or it's on top of that, I hate when people stop. Like people be like trying to talk to teachers and stuff that's standing outside their door. So you're taking up like you're stopping up everybody else who's behind you to just like you be walking behind them thinking like oh they're walking all the way down the hall. No, they walk to the teacher's door and then they just stand there. So you're still standing behind them because you thinking that they walking straight. Then they just stopped walking because they're walking, you know, to the teacher's door that you're trying to pass up. So that'd be so annoying. Or people like stop walking completely to talk to their friend or meet up with their friend or talk to their friend for like 2 seconds, dap them up for 2 seconds, and then like bro, then it'd be hard to walk around them because they don't be knowing if they want to go. they be like walking away but still talking to the person, so they be like kind of just moving like weirdly. Oh, I hate that so much. On top of that, I also hate, well, not related to that. I also hate teachers who make it hard for you to talk to them. I feel like a lot of teachers, or maybe not so much anymore, but I feel like usually or back then, a lot of teachers didn't really like their job as a teacher, so they made it damn near impossible to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just wouldn't be all that accepting. And so it's really bad for kids who have like anxiety or scared to talk to people or shy or whatever. Excuse me, me. I don't have anxiety. I'm like shy. So it's really hard for me to open up or like be cool with teachers. Like, it's a few teachers who I'm cool with. There's some teachers I'm really cool with, and then there's some teachers I'm like, you know. So like my history teacher, he's like my favorite teacher. I'm like the most open. I'm my most self in that class. All my other classes, I'm not my full potential or as open as I would be in comparison to all my classes. And then the class I'm probably the most like restricted in is math class, because my teacher is so hard to talk to. She like talks really aggressively. Her tone is so bad. 9 out of 10, she do have this attitude to her. And it's like, if she was just a little bit nicer, I could respect her. But she be doing too much. And she always complains. She always complain about something, bro. And sometimes I'll be on her side with the complaints, but it's like, oh my gosh, like, it's stuff that you've never heard before. Like, she sits up there, she says, she be telling, like, she let us eat in her class, but her rule is you gotta put it on a napkin because she don't want to hear the crunching of the bag because her ears are sensitive. What is you talking about? I'm out of storage, but I'm not denying that like your ears can be sensitive, but it's just like she complains about everything. And so when she complains, she says it in such a bad tone. And I guess to like make up for her tone, she kind of like tries to justify why she even said what she said. So she'll be like, put that chip bag away because my ears are sensitive. You can't do that. My ears are sensitive. She'll say it like so like strict. And then she'll be like, yeah, my ears are sensitive, you know, da-da-da. Like, she like try to justify why she, you know, like why she just told you to do whatever she just told you to do or stop doing. And it's like, okay, you didn't have to justify. I would have been okay with you just telling me what to do if we had a better tone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you told me to just put the bag away because your ears are sensitive, I would put the bag away because your ears are sensitive. But the way you say it like that, it's like, okay, good Jesus, it was going to get put away. You didn't have to say it like that. So she need to work on her tone. You would think a 40, how old she is, would know how to freaking watch her tone. The other day, she was checking my homework because she wanted us to write our homework on the board, but none of us were sure if it was right. So she asked if we wanted her to check it. So I went to her desk. She was like, what page? I said, 563, unit, whatever. She was like, no, it's page 6 or whatever she was talking about. I was like, no. Because, like, she puts all what we're doing on the board. But she teaches, like, 4 subjects. Pre-calc, algebra 1, algebra 2, whatever she teaches. So, it's all on one board, but it's, like, you know, sectioned off. So, I'm reading pre-calc honors. I'm looking at 563, page 563 to whatever. And now I'm looking at problem 60, example 1. Not example 1, but problem 60. Question 60, problem 1. So it's our first homework problem, but it's the 60th question. So I'm looking at it like, okay. Yeah, okay, that's what we're doing. She said no. It's number 6 or whatever. She said number 6, but I don't know what she was referring to. But all I know is number 6 wasn't the right answer to either question. But she was like, no, it's number 6. I'm like, no. I looked at the board. I'm like, no, it's page 563. Problem 60, unit 3. And then she just kept saying no. So then she looked at the board. I'm looking at the board with her. She was like, oh, you right, my bad. Like, it's okay to be wrong, twin. I'm the one that just sat up here and did the homework. I'm the one that's currently looking at the book to finish my homework, so I know what we on. Like, you also wrote that up there. She be wrong. She be wrong a lot. Like, she did, like, when she do something, that be the one time that she think about it, and then she just forget about it after that. She be forgetting what she said and everything. She was like, oh, if you do 15 questions of IXL, then you get 100. And then the next week, she gonna come up and talk about some 18 questions. That's not what you said. Then we try to tell her, she'd be like, oh, well, I said that wrong. It's too late to change it now. If you say that about something else, she said that about our test. She was like, okay, I'm gonna give y'all a test after the break because whatever. Then she started talking about, I would normally give you a take-home test. I don't want to give y'all that because y'all might cheat. So then when we come to school the next week, or this week, or no, last week, like it was like on Thursday or something, she was like, y'all gonna have a test next week, aka this week. Ooh, aka this week. So y'all gonna have a test next week. And then somebody was like, well, you said we was gonna have it after the break. She was like, no, y'all gonna have it this week. Twin, that's not what you told us. And then they were like, well, you said it's gonna be after the break because whatever. She was like, oh, well, I said it wrong. Da-da-da. You cannot be switching. You cannot be making up your mind like that. Now, when it comes to something that we actually need to prepare for, that's not gonna be helpful. What you twitching your mind last minute. What's up, baby girl? But I'm finished with my dinner, which means I'm finished with this talk. Wait. There's a... I'm gonna throw this bag away because now it's greasy. Okay, this is the dessert. So, my dad bought cake pops from Walmart. Just 2. Cookies and cream cake pops. I actually had a cake pop before. And it was on my, not on my birthday, but it was like around my birthday, like after my birthday or something like that. But my cousins were in town. My cousins and my aunt were in town for my birthday. So like after my birthday, they spent the night, and then the next day we was like leaving or something. But we was like in the mall. We went to the mall first, so we were just like walking through the mall. And then we, like, you know, at the little stands or whatever, like, in the middle. So we had stopped at one of those. And I know his name. His name is Jenny's. That's like all I know. Hold on. No, let me hook y'all up. Their cake pops are so good. Oh, yeah, I was right. Jenny's Cakes. They follow me on this account. Oopsie. Their name is Jenny's Cakes. Oop. Can't really see it. But their name is Jenny's Cakes. So we have bought, I think, 1 or 2 cake pops from there. 2 cake pops. And it's like some, like, black guy. I don't know why that mattered. It's just, like, my description of, like, the time. But I think it's some black guy who runs it. And he was really cool. He was really nice. We got 2 cake pops. We took a picture of the cake pops. I think we posted it on I posted it on my story. And yeah, cool peoples. So that was my first time having a cake pop. We went back to the car and we ate it. She had one, I had one. And I don't remember what flavors it was. It was probably like chocolate and then vanilla. Chocolate and then vanilla or something. But that was my first and last time having cake pops. So I'm gonna try this. And since he's like kind of a small business or something, he like followed us back and stuff. Or my cousin didn't have Instagram at the time. He followed me back at the time. No, did she have Instagram at the time? No, she didn't. He followed me back really quickly. I felt like a celebrity. I was like, oh my gosh, a whole business owner follows me. I don't know. He followed me on this account though. I think he follows me on my last account too. How the freak do you eat this? It's kind of like cakey. I don't like cookies and cream flavored things. I just had a cookies and cream ice cream last night. But I don't really like cookies and cream flavored things. Like Hershey's, Oreos. I mean, like Hershey's chocolate. And anything else, I hate it. It's because I don't like the cream part. And Jesus Christ, what a cake at? All I'm tasting is pop. That cake either really chocolatey. I feel like if you took like the batter of a cake and then like froze it or something. I don't know, bro. It's so like cakey. Jesus Christ.